almost evening. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. I was trying to go live and then my camera memory card got full. So I had to delete it and it took a while. So I do apologize for that. I try to be more timely next. Now, if you are going to be coming to this after the fact, this is going to be a replay of a live stream. So if you prefer a more cohesive, succinct video, this might not be for you. It may be all over the place because we're going to cover a few topics. I do have a schedule and I'm going to try my best to stick to it, but I'll also be interacting with the chat as I go. Welcome to everyone that's in chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure that you do me a favor and please be nice to everyone. Be respectful. Please stay on topic and also make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and be nice to the moderators. All right. And have fun. Have fun. All right. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. Okay. Hold on one second. Oops. Sorry about that. I'm trying to press play. Oops. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So, welcome everyone. I hope you guys are having a great night, great day. I don't know what's going on. This has been my life. All right. So, earlier today, we were dealing with, it's cold here in Minnesota. I don't know where it is where you are, but it's chilly. It is like fall is pretending it's winter right now. And we're supposed to have snow on Tuesday. I just heard on the radio while I was driving to the pharmacy that there could be like 3 inches of snow on Tuesday. And I was like, that's only on, that's like right now. That's ridiculous. I'm not okay with snow right now at all. Not even a little bit okay with snow. So welcome. So wherever you are, if it's warm where you are, enjoy it. It's the thick of sweater weather here, and I might have to let my dog out here in a second. She's right underneath me and she is trying to get out. So I might have to stand up here real quick. Hold on. Sorry about that. Frida wanted to go outside. Oh, I already see a few super chats here. Kristen, thank you for your super chat. She says she loves the WOACB family. And Claudia, thank you for your super chat. She says, hi, Katie. Hi, Claudia. Okay, so we're going to do a few different topics. There is going to be the Duggars, and then we're going to talk about the Ace family stuff, which I'm going to let you guys watch it and you decide what you think about this, because I'm very on the fence about how I feel about this in the grand scheme of Austin McBroom. This is not on the highest end of the spectrum of things that concern me about him. But let's start with Amy Duggar. So one of the things that when you become a mom is that, well, it starts before you get married, right? When you're a woman, it's always like, when are you going to get married? Why aren't you married yet? Then it turns into, oh, you have a boyfriend? When are you getting engaged? And then it turns into, you're engaged. Now this could be if you are a lesbian, it could be you and your girlfriend. So I'm not trying to be hetero, I want to be all encompassing. So your partner, when are you going to get engaged? When are you going to get married? And then after you get married is, when are you going to have kids? And then after you have your first kid, it's, when are you going to have your second kid? And do it fast. Or why aren't you doing it soon enough? And then starts all of the shaming of, are you using the proper car seat? Are you going to bottle feed? Are you going to do it from the tap? Are you going to pump and dump? Are you going to let your baby sleep in your room in a crib? Are you going to let them cry it out? Are they going to have, it's never ending. And in the first few years, it feels, especially for the new mom, it feels like the world is caving in on them because everyone has an opinion. Everyone has something that you're doing wrong or you should be doing differently. And at the end of the day, every mom sort of gets to this place where they're like, you know what? It's my kid. It's my choice. It's my life. So whatever you say is whatever you say. Now, In the world of the public eye, there's a little bit different because you would be amazed at the kind of messages people get sent. I can think, for instance, off the top of my head about one that was in my inbox today about how ugly my clothes are. Yeah, that was literally in my inbox, and what a terrible human being I am. So we get sent all kinds of messages, and Amy Duggar King shared a message that she received in her inbox, and this is what it said. Hello, Amy. I would just like to say that you're a good mom, but aren't you a little behind some other famous people who are having 4 babies by the time they are 20? You only have one. He's so cute. I think your body is fine to have more. I like you to have fun life, but don't be selfish with your life. Pick up the pace. You should have been pregnant again like yesterday. Okay, girl. Well, if you need help losing weight, I can help you. Just DM. So much love. Okay, that was like some serious, like, I don't even know how many different levels of criticism were in there. So there was, you're a good mom, but you're behind the schedule. That is so shade. Then there is, why don't you have 4 kids by 20? Wait, how many people have 4 kids by 20? Who is this person comparing her to? Is she comparing her to like the fundies? Because not even fundies have 4 kids by 20. Then there's, he's cute, but I think your body is fine, but if you want to lose weight, DM me. What? And pick up the pace. You should have been pregnant like yesterday. This is, I'm like, what is this? Okay. So first of all, I want to point something out very clearly. She was getting some flack in the comments because if you look at the way that this is done, it's on Instagram and you can see it's in blue. And everyone was pointing out to her that the blue side is your side when you're sending a message, which it is. So they were like, oh, Amy sent that to herself and she's doing this for attention. So I actually reached out to Amy and she told me, and then she did a story shortly after I reached out to her, but Amy told me that she got this in her other DMs. So she got it in her account from her at 3130. So someone sent her this message at 3130. She then copied it, put it into a message to 3130, and then sent it to her private or to her public Amy Duggar account. So it's a copy pasta. There you go. So she really did get this message sent. My clothes are not ugly. Well, I do appreciate that. So, and I feel like I have gotten to know Amy well enough at this point, and I'm being objective, you guys, but Amy would not make something like this up because I honestly have received messages like this, like about my son, like you're such a terrible mom, or you need to have more kids. Your child is going to be so spoiled and such a brat because you don't have any more kids. Oh, the reason why your kid has autism is because he's an only child. I'm like, that's not even how autism works. So that's sort of life when you're in the public sphere. So Amy literally, who we all know is very, 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 she doesn't bite her tongue. She actually said this, woo, okay, I'm just going to leave this here. I tried hard not to post this, but I literally had to speak my mind. When have I not? Correct. Really got me was the fact that this total stranger apparently knows my body so well and literally tells me that my body is okay to produce more children. Ready for my rant? Of course you are. First off, I'm flabbergasted that someone would have the audacity to type these words to anyone. I mean, who in their right mind says, I think your body is ready to pop out more kids to a total stranger? This is all for all of the Karens out there. My body has been through a lot and it gave me the sweetest boy ever. Yes, of course it was worth it, but I still need to heal. The C-sections are no joke and vertigo is very hard on me. I still get dizzy sometimes, but I'm getting stronger every day. She has actually talked to me about the vertigo she gets, and it honestly sounds terrible, and she's had it ever since she had the C-section, so I actually feel really bad for her about that. She said, also, I'm tired. Anyone else? The pandemic has been so rough on so many people, and my business has taken a hit, just like so many others. I need to stay creative and focus on 3130. Children are such a blessing, but I can't imagine being pregnant again right now. I'd be unmotivated, emotional, stressed, and not in a good headspace, and that's okay to admit. Girl, I preach it. Pregnancy is not easy. For some women, it's not. Like, literally, pregnancy is not a breeze. Some women literally get pregnant and they feel like the best in their lives. I was not that woman. When I was pregnant, and this is why I feel like I'm like akin to this girl. Like, this is why I always feel like so close to her. I feel like we live parallel lives. When I was pregnant, I had slip discs in my back. I had shooting back pain. I had terrible acid reflux my whole pregnancy. I had morning sickness the entire time I was pregnant. I was on bed rest. I had early contractions. My son tried to come in at like 25 weeks. Then again at like 30 weeks. Pregnancy for some women is just not good, you know? And it's a lot when you're thinking about having a business and taking care of a toddler. It's a lot. So she said, I'm a very hands-on mom, and I also want to give my son my full attention. This toddler stage is so amazing. I don't want to miss a thing. A woman's body is not a factory. Yes, our bodies can do miraculous things, but I hate that phrase, pop out. No, it's work, and our bodies go through a lot. It is work, and they do go through a lot. And especially if you have a C-section, they do say that the average woman, I think I read this on March of Dimes, do not quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it was said that a woman that has a C-section needs about 18 months to physically recover from pregnancy. Not just women with C-sections, but like in general, to restore all the vitamins that you've lost, all the nutrients, and then to get through, if you're feeding off the tap. That's always what we called it in my house. Sorry if you don't like that, but that's literally what we called it. So there's just a lot you go through. Some women get anemia. I had that. Some women, have complications. C-sections are not for the faint of heart. It's abdominal surgery. It's a very significant abdominal surgery. Okay, I digress. I'm just going to comment as I read this. And then she says, I'm an only child and I think I grew up just fine. So cheers to the mamas who decide to have only one child. If you're a mama in the chat and you have an only child, raise your hand. If you're a mama in the chat and one of your children and you have an only child and you have heard repeatedly that only children are spoiled, they're brats, they're terrible, and you have an only child that's none of those things, raise your hand. I have an only child. I only wanted to have one child. My son is not a brat. He's spoiled, but I feel like every kid is spoiled. Plus, my son has so many things going on. He gets spoiled just because of what he has to deal with. But I think there's nothing wrong with only children. And I actually sent Amy a message after she sent this because I was like, first off, if you only want to have one kid, you shouldn't feel bad about it. Secondly, even if you have siblings, that's not a guarantee that your kids are going to get along. Like, I love my brother today, but he was 4 years older than me growing up. And we were not friends because he was 4 years older than me. So I was like the little girl, and I have ADHD, mind you. So I was all over the place, bopping everywhere, annoying everyone. So let's just say my brother and I butt heads a lot. And as kids, we were not buddies. We actually fought more than we made up. We didn't start getting along until we were in our teens. So having a sibling doesn't mean that you're going to have a best friend for life. It doesn't really do anything. And I would say that my brother to this day would still say that because I was the youngest child, that I was spoiled and I got away with murder. So I feel like you can't really win. You can't win no matter what you do. Now, I love you, Carl. You're still a good big brother. Kids will be kids though, right? Okay, and then honestly, we are teetering on that idea. Some children are designed not to have large families. or some women are designed not to have large family. I am one of them. Too much noise, chaos. It's just not for me. But kudos to the mamas who do. God gave you superhuman strength deep down, even though in a way, let's see, deep down though, in a way, it terrifies me. I'd love to foster or adopt. It's exhausting always being compared to other people. I'm in my 30s now, away from the show, and I'm so over it. It just has to stop. So obviously they're comparing her to like Kendra, who has 3 kids, and you have Anna, who has 6 kids, and you've got Jessa, who has 3 kids. Kendra's about to have 3 kids. So, there is this idea that because she was on Counting On and was connected to this family, that somehow she is supposed to be like this family. But Amy didn't grow up as a fundamentalist. Amy did not grow up in that church. Amy did not grow up in the IBLP. Amy grew up with her mom and dad. She was the only child, and that's it. She went to public school. She wore bikinis. She went boating and went to parties. She was just your average girl. She was never a fundie. And I think people indirectly always say that about her. Okay. Now, I was a one and done mama, so I just want to say, if you are a one and done mama, there's no shame in being a one and done mama. I actually feel exactly like Amy in this, because I don't like a lot of chaos in my house. I don't like a lot of noise. I get very overwhelmed by a lot of noise. And I'm also the kind of person that wants to be able to give my undivided attention to people. So if I have more than one person trying to take my attention, it's very hard for me to process. Again, I totally believe that has to do with my ADHD and my personality of an introvert. I'm an introvert. It's hard. I don't want to be around a million people. I've never wanted to be around large families. And when I'm in settings with a lot of people, I get very overwhelmed and I'm extremely quiet. So you have to do what's right for yourself, and you have to do what's right for your family. And literally, family planning only is the business of the mom and dad and the husband and wife, or the 2 wives or the 2 husbands, right? It's nobody else's business to make that choice. Okay. So then she continued, dang, Instagram cut me off, but I'm not done. Being compared makes me feel like what I do in this world is not good enough, which is a complete lie from the enemy. Also, let's talk about when you're pregnant, all of your hormonal changes. If you're married or in a relationship, the changes that a lot, especially in the bedroom, everything hurts. Our hips widen, our bodies go through so much change. So give your body rest. Also, for those who can't have kids, who are always being judged because they think something is wrong with you, I see you. I have been judged since my teens, and it's so hard. To the women who just decide motherhood isn't for them, rock on too. Let's just stop the comparison game. Much love, and for all of you that read this, thank you. Now go outside and do something fun and take a break from social media. And then she did one more. She said, I just can't. My body is beautiful. Yes, I do feel 100%. I don't feel 100% comfortable right now. I can't fit in half of my clothes, but that's okay. I love my body. It's healing, and I'm in a fluffier stage. So what? I'm happy, and no one is going to steal my joy. One of the biggest things I think that people don't prepare you for, and at least this is my opinion, and I completely agree with her, is that after you have your baby, like, everyone expects like your body is just gonna bounce back, and like you're just gonna be that body that you had before the baby. And then there's so much pressure on celebrities in general to bounce back. I mean, look at Kaylin Lowry. She just had a baby, a few months ago, and she's already doing like boudoir shots in her lingerie because of this like need to prove to people in a way that she has bounced back, or that she feels good about herself. Like, and the Hillary Baldwin, oh my gosh, she drives me nuts. Like, literally, Hillary, nobody cares about your little tummy 5 seconds after you've had a baby. Like, we shouldn't be feeling this need to, as women, objectify ourselves in the sense that we're only worth our body, and we have to like look at a photo in our, and check out our stomach to make sure it's flat. It just doesn't make anyone feel good to post those kinds of pictures unless you're doing it because you want to feel better about yourself. In that case, I don't care. But the fact that you have to objectify yourself to saying that, like, this is what I look like, I mean, come on. You're beautiful regardless. You don't need to have validation from other people online telling you that you're beautiful. Honestly, just be beautiful and feel good. It's not easy. Okay. All right. Anyways, that's where I'm at. And I still think that Amy, and it's hard. Did any of you breastfeed? I did. And until I stopped breastfeeding, I kept on extra weight. People always say that you will like lose weight really fast when you're doing this. And it's true, you do to a point. But I actually hung on to an extra 20 pounds until I stopped. And then once I stopped, it was gone like that. Because my body needed that extra fat to produce the milk. Once I wasn't producing anymore, my body was just like, done. And then you deal with the after fact of what your body looks after you go through that experience, which is always fun too. It's literally a never ending cycle. But like, if you are a person that is a stranger to someone, just don't send these kinds of messages. If you are someone who is a stranger to an internet personality or a YouTuber, don't take the time to send a message that says you're ugly or you're stupid or I hate you or you need to do this or you need to do that. Like, maybe people send these kinds of messages. I always feel like people send these messages because they think that the person on the other end isn't going to read it or see it, or they're never going to check. So they just feel like, well, I'm just going to take a shot. A lot of times I also feel like people send you nasty messages specifically because they want to get your goat and they want you to react. And so, they know that you're more prone to pop off if you get something nasty. So, in the future, I'll just tell Amy to ignore them because it's just not even cool. But I also understand the need to stand up because, come on, that's just not even okay. And it's not fair to have her compared to her cousins who she literally doesn't even live in the same stratosphere of. Okay. So, Amy Duggar, we are, Keyboard Warriors says my 2 cents. My body couldn't breastfeed so many people. Yes, and that's the other thing for people that aren't able to produce or lactate enough. Like, I can't even tell you how awful people are about breastfeeding versus bottle feeding. I was a mom that could produce but actually couldn't nurse for months because my son was so ill. And then once he finally was healthy, he still couldn't gain weight because of his issues with feeding. So I've been on every end of the spectrum, and now my child has a feeding tube. So my life is very different, but I completely understand the feeding shame because I've been at it from all angles, and it's not okay. Every single mother or parent wants their child to grow, and the end of the day, the objective should be not judging the things that were the ways or the methods that we're feeding them, but the fact that the child was fed and is growing and thriving. So no more shaming for any of that. Fed is best. That's what I always say. There's so much pressure that it's not, but it's the truth because not everyone can produce. Okay, now this picture freaks me out. And I know you guys are going to be like, I got destroyed in comments for this post, but I let you guys all drag me for this, not because of, I'm just more like, whoa, that kid is really high, and whoa, that's I hope that's photoshopped because that's super high in the air. They're on very hard ground. Something so drastic could happen. I also have anxiety and I'm a helicopter mom. So if you don't agree with me, this legitimately freaks me out. I'm obviously the child was okay, But I also know that the Duggars are relatively reckless and the kids do get injured and there's not enough supervision. So this is really where we're at for that. Okay. Now, Claire wears pants. Can we even talk about this? First off, Justin's in shorts. Have we seen a Duggar in shorts before? Is this a first for the boys to be in shorts? Is it a first for him to be in shorts, or is it... I know I've seen... So Josh I've seen in shorts, but he's an adult. All right. We're going to put that person in timeout. Okay, because I see so many people telling that person to stop. Okay. I don't remember seeing them in shorts. Yeah, I don't either. The boys don't typically wear shorts. Jim Bob has said in the past that the boys don't wear shorts, they only wear jeans. So Justin is somehow doing his own thing. He's not even 18 years old, and he's wearing shorts, and he's with his girlfriend who's wearing pants! Like, how do you think Shelly is? She's like, Justin, we need to talk about Claire and her pants. It's really unbecoming for a woman to wear pants because it hugs the thighs, and that will make you think defrauding thoughts. Pants are the work of the devil. See, I always thought that skirts, this was the logic I always had with their pants rule. I always feel like pants are more modest than skirts. Like, what is immodest about a pair of pants? Why? Because they hug the booty? I mean, you can't get away from the fact that a woman has a butt. It's literally what you sit on, and it's your behind. So you can't help that a man is staring at that. I mean, come on now. And like, how is a skirt, which has easier access points for a man, by the way, it's a lot easier for a man to get what he wants with a skirt on, let's just say, and I'm not shaming you if you wear skirts, but skirts are easy access. Pants are not. I mean, pants, you have zippers, you can have belts. I mean, it can be impossible to get into there. But like with a skirt, I mean, come on now. It doesn't make sense. Skirts are the easy access elephant in the room. Correct, Genevieve? Thank you for that response. Do I think that the girl will wear a proper bathing suit? I don't know. If she's not wearing a dress that goes down to her legs while she's swimming and it literally makes her feel like she's like being dragged down and being like through a riptide, I don't know. Have you seen some of the dresses that they have to wear when they're swimming? It's not natural. Not at all. I know. Doesn't make sense. That's not true, Lane. It's not defining femininity because she literally says that wearing a dress is more modest. That's literally what Michelle has said, that she believes that wearing a dress is more modest and wearing a skirt is more modest. Maybe the femininity is a part of it, but honestly, she has said purposely that it's more modest to wear a dress. So, your legs are absolutely covered. Thinking defrauding thoughts, you should be on the t-shirts. I know. Okay, now moving on is we have pants are definitely modest. I have a modest attire. Like now that I'm in, like, let's see, how old am I? My 40s now. I honestly used to always wear like super low plungy stuff, but honestly, you guys, I had a kid that like, I don't like to show anything anymore because I'm just like, I feel like I'm always getting dirty and things are hanging out and it's just like not even fun. I'm not into that. But if you are and that makes you feel good, that's fine. That's just me though. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the Ace family because this is going on right now. And by the way, I am not a fan of Austin McBroom at all. He is Like, so fake. I mean, this family is so fake. Everything about them is fake. I mean, we already knew that. I mean, wasn't Cole Kerrigan's video last year any sort of like wake up call that this guy is like hiring women, Instagram models, to come hang out, making them sign NDAs so that the guys in his group can take advantage of them and have their ways? Austin has been a serial cheater on Catherine. He also likes to objectify his kids and his daughters. There was that whole smacking of the booty on camera and then grunting, which was super creepy. So this is really what has the internet riled up. And I feel like in the grand scheme of Austin, this doesn't really do much for me. Now, let me show you. Welcome back to our channel, guys.
What's going on, everybody? Ooh, look at my hair.
No.
Good thing I don't have to. No, I'm gonna say, good thing I don't have to be on camera today.
Okay.
God.
Okay.
My hair looks fucked up. I don't film like this. So just go.
Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hey, family! Welcome back to our channel, guys.
What's going on, everybody? Ooh, look at my hair. Good thing I'm not gonna be on camera today. All right, baby.
Welcome back to our... Okay, so they're mad at him for telling her that he doesn't want to. They're mad at him for saying like, oh, look at my hair, it's so effed up, and I'm glad I'm not going to be on camera today. And then she stops, and then she forgot to edit this out of the video. The Ace family is this fake family vlogging channel. They have like a zillion subscribers, millions, like 10 million, 15 million, I don't even know, lots of millions. They're really famous. They're really lame. Like, Austin is a former football or basketball player. I literally don't even understand the appeal for him. He has been caught cheating on Catherine. They have 2 kids, and then she has another child that was like without Austin and before they were together, I believe. So, but they're literally saying that like this is the most terrible clip because he cursed in front of the children. And then because he like yelled at them. Yeah, I'm more shocked that it was like left in, right? They just forgot to edit this out. So I'll show it to you one more time. I still can't figure out what... Welcome back to our channel, guys.
What's going on, everybody? Ooh, look at my hair.
No.
Good thing I don't have to. No, I'm gonna say, good thing I don't have to be on camera today.
Okay.
God.
Okay.
My hair looks fucked up. I don't film like this. So just go.
Okay. So my hair looks effed up and I don't want to film like this. I'm just really, yeah, you can definitely tell his persona on camera is not the same as who he is. He seems like a very aggressive guy. He badgers her a lot. But you know, I don't buy their whole like persona, but now there's like everyone saying that like, they're like canceling him for this and oh my gosh, this is like the worst thing ever. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I thought it was worse when he was like making chicks sign NDAs and bringing them down to Miami and cheating on his wife. I mean, I thought that was more serious than what just happened right there. But I'm not obviously here to decide what the cancel culture on YouTube is all about. They're saying that she looks unhappy. I think she looks like irritated. You know, like I think that most wives and husbands have moments where they just are irritated with each other, and I don't think they probably have the happiest of marriages. So he snapped at her and she's trying to do her thing and...
Everybody. Ooh, look at my hair.
No.
Good thing I don't have to. No, I'm gonna say, good thing I don't have to be on camera today.
Okay.
God.
Okay.
My hair looks fucked up. I don't film like this. So just go.
Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hey, family. So I don't know. I haven't decided. They're the worst of the worst. Can't stand the pair. He's the compulsive liar, and she's sticking around just to put on a brave face. I don't really see a huge deal with the clip either, but everyone is like, there's people that are literally now saying that she's been, and he's punching her or hitting her or whatever. I have no idea, or that things are getting physical. Again, I don't know if any of that's true, but this is what she responded to on Twitter. And she said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Super chill vibes, something different. And yes, Austin and I get frustrated with each other sometimes. It's called marriage. I wish people would stop expecting people to have a perfect life. It's just not realistic. I love you, babe. See, I think the problem with them, though, is that they give off this, like, we're perfect persona, so that when you see clips of them off script or off their typical vibe, then people are like, oh, it's so terrible. You know what I mean? Like, they pretend so hard that they're perfect when they're really not. And he says, no relationship is perfect, but the love that Catherine and I have for each other makes up for all the small imperfections. I love you, babe. So I'm still, the passive aggressiveness is for sure. For sure. It's just, at the end of the day, like, every single person has bad moments, but it's the fact that they portray themselves as perfect, so that when you see a clip like this, I feel like people are just like, oh my gosh, did you see Austin act like a person? And then people on Twitter were literally like, I can't believe that he cursed in front of the kids. And I'm like, are you serious? How? You're serious? Well, he so easily said the F-bomb in front of his kids. And I'm all like, okay, it's not good to swear in front of your kids, but it sometimes happens. You don't want to make a habit of it, but it for sure happens. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so this is what Sabrina says. I feel like what they put on camera is not at all the truth. I doubt they even sleep in the same bed. I remember Catherine saying that she sleeps alone a lot. And then Mina says, she's a witch. She has all the tools she needs to leave. She must listen and take action towards better. But who knows? They are together because they're vibrating, or we're vibrating at the same frequency. A lot of kids watch them too. All the fake family vlogs are out of control. So, I don't know. Like, they're fake. Yes, their whole vibe is fake. The channel is fake. He's a serial cheater that is a former athlete that, had a lot of people. He was like one of those guys that when he was in high school, he was super high. I think he was like a blue chip. Is that what they're called? A blue chip recruit, where they're like super high recruits, and people like, I can't remember if it was for basketball or football. He played, I think it was basketball. But he was like a really high recruit. And so for his whole life, he's had everyone in his life telling him like he's the man that has no problems. And I feel that vibe from him when I like look at him. I feel like he's that guy that's literally had everyone tell him that he's like God's gift to whatever it is his whole life. And so he lacks humility. And I honestly know very little about their marriage, but if my husband was caught down in Miami with a bunch of girls that they hired to be there, and then had NDAs, and then, there was the time, I think he went to Coachella with a bunch of girls. I mean, he's just not out there like doing the right things of what a daddy should be doing if he wants to be in a faithful, good marriage. April says, yeah, I don't get why people are freaking out about the swearing. It's just their picture perfect lifestyle that gets me. I don't know about cursing, but they're in a bathroom letting their daughter jump around 3 feet off the ground on a wall. I feel like with this, it's just like no matter what, no matter what, there's just nothing we really can. I mean, I feel like the Ace family, it's always something. And I think that they are exploiting their kids, and I will say that about almost all family vloggers, and I think they're fake. And I just feel like every day there's a new reason to be mad at the Ace family, but this was one where I was just like, really? This is why people are mad? I don't get it. I don't see it. Their little girl twerking on TikTok bothers me more than a curse word. Listen, everyone's human, everyone gets frustrated, and sometimes little F-bombs or S-bombs or curse words come out of our mouth. And, you know, if you're a good parent, you apologize and you say, I'm sorry. Like, sometimes my husband, a little F-bomb will come out of his mouth. You guys better call CPS on us. But thankfully, my 8-year-old son reminds him that that is a bad word, and he makes my husband apologize. So there you go. I mean, as long as you're teaching your kids not to use the words and you're not doing it like consistently, accidents happen. All right. My sister dropped the F-bomb in front of her kinder class during a Zoom and thought, she thought it had ended. It happens. Okay, I'll tell you my personal story from growing up, and this is how we will end this stream. When I was 5 years old, 5 or 6, I think 6, 5 or 6, I was just learning how to read. And I had an older brother who liked to provoke me. He also liked to teach me words. And he taught me how to read the F word, because it was on, someone had spray painted it on the side of our school very high up, and it said the F word. And so at home, he taught me how to say the F word. And then the little sly dog that he is, we were walking into school and it was there, and we were with my mom, and he was like, hey, Katie, what does that say? And I just blurted it out, and I got in so much trouble. And my mom was like, where did you learn that word? And I was like, he taught me what it said. And so his attempt to get me in trouble actually got flipped, and he got in trouble for teaching me and then making me say it, because he knew I would say it because I was learning how to read. That's my story about learning how to swear. Everyone has a funny story about it, but yeah, his plot to take me down did not work that day. No, I didn't mean like I had an older brother. I have an older brother. I still have an older brother. I'm sorry, did I say had? Yeah. Older brothers do that to their little siblings, or big sisters, you know. They do things to get their little siblings in trouble, and it just works against them, because my mom was like, it's your responsibility not to, you know, make you do that, and you're not supposed to teach her how to do these things. Sorry, Carl. All right, so everyone drops the F-bomb, and as long as you're a good parent, you try not to make those same mistakes. All right, you guys, so that's what I have for now. Tell me what your thoughts are on everything. Please do me a favor before you go. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, check out the subscribe button down here, and share this video with your friends if you like this content, and then you can leave me some comments at the end. I want to thank all of you guys who joined me in chat, and again, to the people that are watching, sorry if this is all over the place, and it's a live stream. All right, you guys, be back later. Bye.